CC-1010, or Commander Fox as he became known, was the head of the Coruscant Guard and one of the most no-nonsense commanders in the Republic. However, he was also perhaps one of the most disliked by both his men and his peers. But why is this, and who exactly is Clone Commander Fox? Now, we've talked recently about a lot of different clone commanders, many of which were in some ways psychotic, and their own men feared whatever they'd do next, but Fox wasn't one of these. He was just generally disliked by many clones and many Jedi, and in this video we're going to explore why this is. In general, Fox was very orderly. He was probably the furthest rim from a psychopath that there was. Now, being the head of the Coruscant Guard was not an easy job. They were in charge of protecting senators both home and away, Chancellor Palpatine, as well as acting as peacekeepers on a world with a population of well over 1 trillion people. However, many others in the clone army saw this as a bit of a cushy job. After all, what's breaking up a few anti-war protests and protecting some senator compared to a devastating campaign across Umbara, for example? For this reason, some of the clones were understandably a bit bitter about it. Not only this, but Fox and other members of the Coruscant Guard rubbed shoulders with some very high members of society. For example, the likes of Palpatine, senators, and many of the Republic's military chiefs of staff. For example, Moff Tarkin. This perhaps gave Fox a rather obnoxious sense of superiority over his brothers, and it made him think that he and his men were more prestigious than the other clones who died in the mud and dirt of far distant worlds. We can see a very clear example of what Fox thought of himself during the trial of Ahsoka Tano when she was accused of planting a bomb at the Jedi Temple and arrested. Fox outright and very rudely refused General Anakin Skywalker's right to see his apprentice. He then orders to have her killed on sight when she escapes. You would never see a normal clone be like this and behave like this to a Jedi. I think this is because it closely mirrors the opinions of the military's chief of staff, who at this point in the war didn't like the Jedi. And for this reason, Fox didn't like the Jedi. Now, all this being said, it's important to remember Fox was no coward. He led his men bravely on numerous missions, from raiding Zyro's palace to arresting Ahsoka Tano, as well as ARC Trooper 5s. But you can question Fox and the Coruscant Guard's combat ability. Remember, Sidious himself clearly believed the Coruscant Guard were not capable of defeating the Jedi, as he brought in the 501st to carry out Operation Nightfall, not Fox's men, despite this being an operation taking part on Coruscant right next to the Senate building, which kind of seems like the ideal job for the Coruscant Guard. Commander Fox and the Guard went on to serve the Empire loyally and happily. It's likely he preferred the fact that the Jedi were gone, as to him, they were just in the way, and now his superiors, such as Tarkin, could act more or less freely. Despite this, Fox's end, unlike many other clone commanders, was far from proud or glorious. Some would even say it was quite embarrassing. Darth Vader, sent to the Jedi Temple ruins in pursuit of Jocasta Nu, ordered the Coruscant Guard to siege the ruins and let no one enter or leave. And this is where Fox made the greatest mistake of his entire career. He failed to inform his men of Vader's allegiance to the Empire. For this reason, when Jocasta Nu and Vader began combat, all the Coruscant Guard saw was two Jedi fighting. For this reason, in compliance with Order 66, they opened fire on them both. By the time Fox realized what was going on, it was already too late. The Sith Lord was furious. As Fox tried to explain himself, Vader used the Force to snap Fox's neck, right in front of his men. Ironic that only years earlier, Fox had rudely rejected Anakin's plea to see his apprentice, and had even threatened to have him arrested. It's possible Vader remembered this and saw it as a small act of vengeance. Ultimately, I think Fox was an interesting clone, who perhaps became too comfortable in his position. He believed himself superior to far more of his battle-hardened brothers. Despite this, he failed to impress his new regime, and he paid a heavy price for this. But what do you think of Commander Fox, and do you think clones should have been used as Coruscant's police force? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, please remember to like, share and sub, as it's really appreciated and it helps the channel grow. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at TheLoreGuy and tick the bell for regular updates. I really do hope that you enjoyed this little lore video, but most importantly, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.